28 days remain until the last American citizen will cast a vote somewhere in the state of Hawaii. By then, the polls will have long been closed in the East. The counting will have started. Maybe the networks will have projected a winner. The choice is coming due, and it is a monumental one. This is the warning. It is important in this moment for every American citizen to think about the future, to ponder deeply the present. Kamala Harris has a proposition. What she says is that we share much more in common than we do in disagreement. Personally, there are many things I disagree with Vice President Harris about. When it comes to government spending, in almost every instance, she would choose to spend more on a program than I would. When it comes to taxes, Kamala Harris believes in a higher tax rate than I'm comfortable with. But none of those things are foundational to the continuity of the country. It's very survival. America is renewed every 4 years on a continual basis. The election is our wellspring. There is no American on that day who is above any other American. There is no Duke or Duchess in America who gets 20 votes compared to the common person who gets just one. Every American gets a say. And today, what that means is women get a say. Black people get a say. Every American has a stake, has a share. Our future has always been fraught. There has never been a gentle time in American history. Democracy has a design flaw, and it's that the kill switch, the self-destruct button, is always at hand, always ready to be seized by the population. There are examples throughout history, some of it recent, that demonstrates clearly the destruction, chaos, the death, the suffering that can come when a democratic society hits that button. How do we know when there is a force that wants to hit it? How do we know when someone has come forward with a poisonous idea that they're ready to put into motion? Surely that couldn't happen here, right? No American, no patriot would deny the election result, right? It's time that we, the people, face something very directly. I'm going to show you someone who is manifestly unfit for the job they have. And his job is second in line for the presidency.
Can you say unequivocally that Joe Biden won the 2020 election and Donald Trump lost?
See, this is the game that is always played by mainstream media with leading Republicans. It's a gotcha game. You want us to litigate things that happened 4 years ago when we're talking about the future. We're not going to talk about what happened in 2020. We're going to talk about 2024 and how we're going to solve the problems for the American people.
This man must not be in the speaker's chair holding the gavel on January 6th of 2024, because this man will burn it all down. This man has a gentle nature, it seems, a soft voice, a benign face. But behind the hourglasses is a sinister man who seeks to unravel our inheritance and our gift, free elections. We cannot survive without it. I placed the phone call on John McCain's behalf to Barack Obama when he lost the election. This is how it works. George Washington's greatest contribution was walking away from power to set this in motion. It's what Trump's ego can't handle. A healthy political party filled with strong men and women would have looked Donald Trump in the eye and told him to stop it, would have told him he lost. The tragedy of this era is the cynicism that captured the hearts, the souls, the patriotism of very nearly every elected official in an entire political party, turning it unalterably against our faith. They all laid down and they succumbed to this rotten family. Trump, his son, Eric, listen to him pointing a finger, trying to blame assassination collectively on anybody who dares to oppose his venomous father.
Then, guys, they tried to kill him. they tried to kill him. And it's because the Democratic Party, they can't do anything right. They can't do anything right. You see it this week in the FEMA response in North Carolina.
Our entire society is built around elections, around a choice, and who gets to make it, who gets power. Listen to what these people are saying.
This is no longer a fight between Republican versus Democrat, left versus right. It is good versus evil. And good is going to win this battle.
If people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
Just look at everything they've done to President Trump. First, they tried to silence him. When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him. When that didn't work, they tried to jail him. And with all the hatred they have spewed at President Trump, it was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him.
There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now. Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction.
This is the most un-American sentiment that there has ever been. And it is not understood by America's utterly, absolutely broken political media, starting with the New York Times. They can see what Donald Trump is doing, the hate, the lies, the anger, but they can't put a finger on the cause. They've decided it's because Trump is incoherent and old. That's not the reason Trump is talking about locking up his political opponents. That's not the reason Trump is promising violence if he loses the election. It's not the reason that Donald Trump fetishizes Vladimir Putin and the Chinese dictator. The reason that Donald Trump is saying these things, and the reason that he is being supported when he says these things, is because Donald Trump is a fascist who leads a fascist cause filled with fascists. And fascists do not challenge their leader. Democracy is a bottom-up philosophy. Fascism is top-down. What we have seen in 10 years' time is the growing, the maturing of an evil cause. Let me be clear. A cause that threatens mass deportations is evil. A cause that threatens violence against our fellow citizens is evil. A cause that assaults the American Constitution and tries to burn it down to take power is evil. A president of the United States who, upon learning that his vice president is in mortal danger and responds, "Who cares?" is evil. Is evil real? Does it exist? Do we think American politics is immunized from it? Evil takes root and inflicts suffering when it is nourished by cynicism. Cynicism. We live in a cynical age. We live in the time of Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham and all the hollow men and women. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the leader of a national fascist movement, one of Trump's most important advisors. We have an opportunity to say something to this loud, growling, belligerent minority. We can tell them no. Let's do it. Let's get rid of the lowest people amongst us who are in the highest offices in our land. Donald Trump and his awful children, Uday and Kusay, and their wives. Let's get rid of Ted Cruz. Let's get rid of Josh Hawley. When we denounce these people, when we express our moral disgust for what they have done and who they are and their contempt for us, it's not hate speech. It's not assassination bait, regardless of what Eric Trump says. It's an expression of Americanism. How dare these people try to take from us what was purchased with the blood of generations of Americans who gave to us the greatest gift that any group of people have ever passed down to any other group of strangers. We're American citizens. And in 28 days, we best act like it, or we will lose something that is so precious, there are not words for it. At the periphery of American society, far, far away from the entitlements and privileges of this jumping fool, Elon Musk, The encroachments have already begun. We are on a path. There is no stopping the walk forward now. The decision hour is at hand. Will we choose catastrophe? There is no person who has ever promised to do the things that Trump has promised to do, who upon taking power has not done them. Listen.
Today I make you this promise. I will liberate Wisconsin and our entire nation from this mass migration invasion of murderers, child predators, drug dealers, gang members, and thugs.
The tracks come to an end soon. What will we do? When we get the answer, we're going to know something about who we are, not just who our leader will be. And in that moment, what Winston Churchill said long ago will be made deeply true in a new moment. We will have proven that in a democracy, the people get the leaders they deserve. I don't believe that my people, the American people, deserve Donald Trump. No people do. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning, and I invite you to subscribe on our Substack, on our YouTube channel. Follow us. Welcome to the community.